Hello, today we are going to be talking about Duchenne muscular dystrophy. A little bit about the pathophysiology and etiology of this disease is that DMD is located on the X chromosome inherited from the mother. DMD has a sex-linked transmission pattern that affects the males. Females can be carriers, and that is identified based on elevated creatine kinase and protein myoglobin levels. The disease presence within the female carriers is weaker in the skeletal muscle strength and more apparent in cardiac issues like cardiomyopathy. So this issue within the female carriers can be managed with angiotensinogen converting enzyme inhibitors and or beta blockers. DMD is a genetic myopathy disease caused by mutations in the allele of the DMD gene for the protein dystrophin. Dystrophin is the structural protein found in skeletal, cardiac, and smooth muscles and brain cells. It functions to maintain muscular integrity. When a patient's dystrophin is non-functional, muscle contraction loosens the actin, which breaks down the muscle fibers, essentially destroying the muscle cells. The muscles then are replaced by connective tissue and fat cells. Here we'll be watching a drawing of a 3-generation pedigree. Starting with the mother and father of the first generation, we will see that there's an affected male on one side and a carrier female on the other side. This example is actually rare and unlikely, but very interesting. The carrier females are represented by a circle that is half colored red. The affected males are going to be a red colored in square. The father that is affected is going to be on the top left. The mother is heterozygous. She is a carrier. The DMD affected risk is 2 out of 4, which is a 50%. The DMD carrier risk is 1 out of 4, 25%. XP21 is the gene of the DMD X chromosome that is passed down. Alrighty. The next slide, we are going to be looking at a Punnett square of this example. As you can see, everything that was described previously is on this Punnett square. The mother on the top, 2 X chromosomes with 1 DMD gene, and on the left, the father. As you can see that there is a DMD affected risk of 2 out of 4, which is 50% chance of the offspring having Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and the carrier risk is 1 out of 4. Alrighty, signs and symptoms. So the signs of DMD are first seen in the neck and hip girdle muscles. You'll see, as a parent, the child having difficulty walking from ages 2 to 5. Balance and general range of motion are not evenly distributed. So for example, it'll be difficult for the child to stand up and be balanced, difficult to pull themselves up off a chair, and just very clumsy. So the next point is young boys do become clumsy. Their calf muscles appear abnormally larger in comparison to the rest of their body. The most common problems are dilated cardiomyopathy and chronic heart failure. And we talked about the dystrophin and release of actin within the muscles, and that is the reason. Cognitive impairment may develop as the dystrophin within the body is going to cause brain cell, it's going to destroy their brain cells, basically. Alright, so the genetic testing for DMD could be done by a basic DNA blood test. They can test for carriers and those that are going to be affected by DMD, which is very common sense with the male and female gene. Enzyme tests can check for elevated creatine kinase in the blood. Another 3 tests can be done with a muscle biopsy, heart monitoring tests, and electromyography. There are a few other ones that can test for the main signs of DMD, but these are the main ones that are going to help with the diagnosis of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Thank you so much for watching.